Today on Fast Tracks, we're catching up with rising country artist who knows how to turn everyday moments into unforgettable stories. Known as the farmer's daughter with a twist, Kate Hasting blends humor, heart, and a little bit of mischief into every lyric she writes. From opening for country legends like Craig Morgan, Kellie Pickler, and Little Big Town, to penning songs for Priscilla Block, Maggie Baugh, and Allie Colleen, she's built a following that stretches far beyond the country scene. Her new single, Truck Talk, which I've had a sneak preview of, by the way, and is amazing, drops August 15th ahead of her family's annual Hasting Farm Fest on September 26th and 27th. We're going to talk about that, I hope. Kate's traded
Yes.
in high heels for Crocs, and she's embracing full creative voice with songs that are as authentic as they are catchy. Let's hit the gas and get to know Kate Hasting in 5 questions or less.
Ooh,
Kate, tell us a little bit
okay.
about yourself. I want to hear first about your upcoming single, Truck Talk. It's so from what I've read, it's your own live story in 3 minutes. What's one real memory from your life that you've included in Truck Talk?
All of them. I mean, honestly,
I
I've
love
just
that.
dated some version of the same person over and over and over again. Us in a small town, I but you know, I just thought it was funny when someone told me what I asked what pillow talk was because I love words and I just love that, if you get on like Google, you could find a new word a day or like some sort of like saying. And I said, I don't really understand pillow talk. And somebody described it as like things you say when you're like in the heat of the moment, maybe being bad, not sure, but in bed together that like you don't necessarily mean, or maybe you do mean them, but you're caught up in the moment and they don't always stand the test of real lifetime. And I'm like, that sounds exactly like what happens in trucks back home, like with boys. I was like, that's literally truck talk. And so I wrote it with my closest friends truly in town. And this wasn't this song until really we recorded it. Well, it was never really going to be brought in. I don't know that it was a plan. It just sort of happened and it felt good. And I'm doing this thing where I try not to let perfectionism get in the way of creating. And it felt like so we ran with it.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. So you've been described as, so not everybody's going to know who you are, especially now that you're,
Mostly.
right?
Yeah,
I
most of
love
them. I'm
Well,
shocked if they do.
I've been listening to. I love your sound. So you're described as a farmer's daughter with a twist. So what does that mean, and what does that mean to new people getting to know you and your fans?
I think what's always been really important to me is where I come from and my family. So growing up on a farm in Ohio was hugely formative. We only really listened to country music. So my love for it was just, I don't remember a time before it. It was obsessive almost, I would say. I never had a plan or even knew I could have a plan growing up to be a part of it. That all sort of just happened as it happened. But when I got here, I kind of gave some of my power away, I think, in the how you're supposed to say it, what you're supposed to say, what you're supposed to look like. And, we lost my father a few years back, and it was sort of like my give a damn got busted. I just was
Yep.
like, there are bigger heartbreaks than being brave. And
Oh
I
yeah.
just could not live another moment in the box I had put myself in. It's nobody's fault. When you give away your power, I don't think you know you're doing it necessarily, but
No.
it's just like that little bit of not standing up for yourself or something you believe. And also, time takes time. I didn't realize like that it would just be okay for me to release songs like Brunch Drunk. I'm okay with I'm not trying to out here win a Grammy. I would like love, you know, like a Croc deal, something like that. But I
Ooh,
mean,
I'd
I
buy
don't,
them. I'd buy them.
yes, they're great. And I just think, I don't know, this is just, it's as authentic as I can be. It's stories about growing up, but I think there truly is something funny about everything. When somebody says there's nothing funny about, it's like, give it a minute. Because some of the hardest
Yes.
I've ever laughed is when, my parents were in an accident. We were in the waiting room because it's like the weirdest things would happen and we would all end up laughing together. And I think that's sort of like the foundation that has kept my life moving. And I love these songs and I believe they should be. And so God be with y'all. I'm gonna give them to you as well.
So listen, you gave me goosebumps. You said something, and I need to repeat it because it really did give me goosebumps. You
Oh
said
shit. Or
there are
shoot.
no, it's good. There are bigger heartbreaks than being brave. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. I
Well,
love that.
um, this authentic or this level of outspokenness, this wasn't something that happened when I got to town or that I just like, I've always been a little weird, like a little left of center. And it just used to be something that I was constantly tucking away. And so loss has this incredible thing of freeing you because
Hmm.
when you lose something that really matters, you're like, well, I mean, the very least I can do at this point is play this show in Crocs. Like, be comfortable. What is that? I just realized how many things I've done, and I'm still doing that really have no purpose other than to serve someone else. They're not anything about me and God. It's nothing about myself. Like, I just think it's okay to create selfishly sometimes. And I've really only just realized that in the, you know, very immediate past.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But then you got to live
Wow,
with it because
you
at the end of the
do.
day, you are responsible.
Listen, girl, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm a writer and I used to write a column. Guess what the name of the column was? Slightly left of center. What's
Really?
going on?
These are
Yes.
meant to meet, sister. It has been like that all week, just like God things. Well, I have to
Yes,
read.
that's exactly what I would call it. Oh my gosh. So here's my next question, and it kind of segues nicely into what you just said about Crocs. And yes, part of it is because your team sent information over about you, but these are great questions. You traded in high heels for Crocs, right?
Oh, I would say I never really
You
the
never
high
embraced
heel
high
was always
heels.
a bit of a Bambi leg, just me on
Yeah.
stage like
It was a
God.
stretch.
Yeah, I've had to be carried out of the Titans Stadium down the steps by security because I could not walk it. So let that just simmer with you. That's the
I
vibe.
love that. So, what's one thing that switch has brought into your life that you didn't see coming? And you kind of already answered that question. I think you're talking about how you're just embracing who you are unapologetically.
Yeah, it's been harder for some people to digest than I anticipated, and it was
Mm,
rarely the people that I thought. But
really?
it's been kind of, yeah, but it's also made me like forced to stay maintain my conviction on certain things and certain ideas and certain maybe parts of myself that have never been easy for me to sit with. So I can't imagine being another party sitting with it.
Yeah.
And I think any I guess like adversity has just caused me to be more sure that I cannot live any longer just kind of tucking, parts of me away. And I wish I would have told myself that at 17, but it really took what it took. So,
Yeah.
um, I think to answer the question, to be clear, you mean what did has changed, like what has life brought? Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
terrible at
Well,
rephrasing.
I mean, right. So I think that trading in the Crocs, even though you really weren't a high heel girl, right? But trading them in, like it's really kind of a metaphor for where you are,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Somebody brought me Crocs because I could not walk in the shoes I was playing a show in, and I just thought, whoever made
Where were
these
you all my
is a
life, right?
yeah, where have you been? And yes, you can say, and it was just very poetic because my family had been rocking them, since the dawn of embarrassment. So we were like, I was just good to go. I finally fit in. It made sense. And I thought, how Ohio of me. And I just rolled with it. And I think you're like somebody said to me yesterday, feet comfort is everything, or like
Oh my
how
gosh.
yeah, I have never thought how important and how the difference in how I play a show is in like comfortable shoes versus shoes that
Yes.
you're like, Jesus, take the wheel, and you just pray to make it to the other side of the stage in one
Mhm.
piece. I'm not
That's
really
hilarious.
coordinated. Yeah, I never made this cheerleading squad 4 years in a row. Like, honestly, now you have to wear it as a badge because otherwise it's just so pathetic. But the rhythm and stuff, I need all the help I can get. And Crocs have in four-wheel drive are just a better choice. And also, yeah, sometimes it's just about like being comfortable,
Yes.
and I think that is metaphoric as well. Like, how can you sleep with yourself at night, and how can you be the least regretful, of how very stuck. And
Yeah.
there's just been a lot of freedom in this project.
That's amazing. So how long has Zach been saying my internet connection is unstable? So hopefully you can hear me okay. How
Wow,
long?
unstable, I can relate.
This is perfect. This is perfect. How long have you and Zach known each other?
Honestly, do you know how we met? Well,
Yeah.
my recall of how we met is I thought he was Zach Swan, from the Swan Brothers, who was like at the time and still one of my pretty close friends and a like co-writer. So he was playing, were you playing a
Yeah.
bar in Key West? And I was running the sound. Well, your girl had had way too many drinks to be running anything. I was not running anywhere. And I was like, you were like adjusting the sound, and I was like, this guy knows what he's doing. Let's see if I can pawn this off on him. And I think I just like offered him some extravagant like $800 to run the sound. Meanwhile, my actual duo partner, who is sober, is running the sound. I have no clue, but I've also hired Zach for the gig. So
That's hilarious.
yeah, I don't drink anymore, and I because as you can see, there may be reasons, but and for a long time, I thought he was still Zach Swan, and I thought it was so weird that Zach Swan's Instagram name was so different.
Oh my God, that's
I
hilarious.
mean, this is just like the level of, yeah, I would like to say I've come a long way, but I'm not sure
Yeah.
we're getting there. Is that right, though?
Yeah.
Key West,
Yeah.
yeah.
US.
Wow. So have you seen a transformation in her, Zach?
I really have. Just in the last few years. I mean, we've known each other now. It's been a few years.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, long, I think before I had even left the band I was in, we were,
Yeah.
or, we parted ways. I knew of him. I just thought he was such a it's so rare for someone to be such a dynamic acoustic player, but also have like such a sense of harmonies that are tasteful. And I just had always really admired that. And I'm like, if I'm ever in another band, I'm gonna find that guy, that
That's
non-Zach
cool.
Swan guy of himself. And his name really was Zach.
Wow. I lost you for a minute. I hope you come back.
It's hard to know. It's probably my internet as well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you're in the country, but I'm kind of in the country right
Oh,
now.
no, I'm actually in Nashville proper, but 440 seems to have some weird poll how busy it is on what my
Yes.
internet's like, and they're like, there's no way. There's just no way. When AT&T came, and I'm like, no, I can show you. Just wait for some cars to line up out there, and your internet
Yep.
is hopping. Like, it's wild.
That's so funny. My dad is from Tennessee. My sister lives in Lewisburg, which is about 40 miles away. Nashville's my heart. Like it's just I'm in New York right now, but I miss my Nashville, let me tell you.
Well, I'm trying to get to New York, so
Are
I
you?
mean, yeah, I mean, anytime I can, yes. I'm trying to see anything, I think, but Ohio and Nashville. I love them both, but I'm sort of
Something
domestic,
different.
you know? Yeah, I need to start switching it up a little, and I haven't been on the road for a few years, which is what opposed to I used to only be on the road. And one time I snuck to New York City before a sound check because there was like a 2 hour interval. And the band likes to say they've never been more afraid, but I truly have never been more afraid of my own possible inability to get back for something in time. But I made it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was worth it. Risks were taken.
Yeah. I'm in the Catskills, so I'm in the mountains, but I love me some New York City. I
Oh
just
man.
love versatility of what the city has to offer, and it's just great.
I've still never been to the big park that's on Law and Order. What is that?
Oh, Central Park?
That one.
You're so cute.
I
I
would
love it.
love to go.
Oh my gosh. You got to play a show in New York City.
Oh, it has to like it's I'm manifesting shows everywhere, but I do have like a curiosity for New York City, and I love LA, probably because I don't, like I don't want to say too long because I don't want to like ruin the story I'm telling myself. But yeah,
Yeah.
just enough for a show.
Yeah, I'm thinking Hammerstein Ballroom, the Bowery, New York City. I've seen, let's see, who country artists I've seen there. I've seen Hardy and Morgan Wade
I
and the
love Hardy's actually, I would say one of the like final maybe it was just like the final straw for me to really want to do this project. I just thought the way he was creating was just so fearless and so,
yes.
as you said, unapologetic. And I think they used to say that when he was going in the studio to make the Mockingbird and the Crow, was the point was to be unapologetic. And I just don't know if we as women, and I know it's not just a women problem, but we as humans, do we ever like that just seemed so brave to me. That's like
Hmm. He
uh
doesn't care. He doesn't give a F.
no, and I could not
He
care less
just
either.
comes.
So I thought that's the vibe I want to be on. I will wear my gym shorts on stage. Try me. Not for sound check, for the show. Try me.
Yes.
I've been
You do
that's
you, man.
yeah, that is the country Jesus that I needed to like come along and just push the redneck side a little bit more. And it really, I just love how he embraced what he was going to do. And I think that was highly inspiring. You can go back like Conway Twitty, Brad Paisley, there's always been humor in country, but he
Yeah,
really just tipped the scale for me as like, yeah, zero shits. Let's do it. He did
it's
it. It seems
great.
to be going fine. Not sure if it translates for a girl or if it's even the same thing, but let's go.
I think it does translate for a girl.
I
I say
think
we, yeah,
I think the next year and a half will be very telling.
it will be telling. I'm so excited to watch you grow. So I want to hear about, um, I got a couple questions and I'm trying to think which one I want
Sorry,
to
I
ask
think I
you
just skipped
first.
or I went over one of your questions, which was like influences that I've read through
Oh
some of the
yeah,
guys
how does
you
your
said.
songwriting process? Well, I think the second part of that question, so because you've written for several artists, how does your songwriting process change when you're writing for yourself versus somebody else? Does it change or do you just write?
Well, I do think there is what I like about country music that I've never experienced writing in LA or anywhere else is there are rules to country music. And I'm not saying that the best song always makes it and that there aren't outliers to the rule, but there's a formula for what makes a lot of hit songs. And it's not so formulaic that it also has to be authentic. So there's all these challenges built into this 3-minute storytelling frame. And I think that has been really, really something that I've strived for, I've watched and tried to grow from. And so when I go into a room with an artist, sometimes I think that my strength is the love of the craft and the love of like what makes a traditional country song traditional. I think it's scary sometimes being in rooms how many people truly did not know who Keith Whitley was until Morgan Wallen. And that is so
Yeah,
like that is so scary to me, but also I have to know the origin of something if I love it. Like I have to know how it started, where it's going, the rules. Like how do you break a rule if you don't know how the rule started? I just have a
yeah,
lot of things like that. So I think when I'm writing for an artist, I always try to like bring a hook and then like reel it back in. Like how are we going to tell the story? And it can be to a fault, because I'm like this chaotic perfectionist. And um so I really appreciate the artists that I've worked with because they've kind of let me be OCD and pick through what they've had, but still been very fearless in creating the story that they also needed to tell. So there's
yeah.
been a good balance, and I'm that's something I'm learning. But as for me, I'm like no rules. Just I think that I so inherently at this point know what I'll know right away if I want to cut a song, and usually before it's written, I'll have like just a bop in my head, and I'm like for sure gonna cut that, and I'll
Yeah.
work at it until I can. Um, and then there are other days you're just in a room and you're like, this song belongs to no one and everyone. Someone's gonna cut it. It's that kind of song, and preferably they will. I'm like a
Yeah.
singer, not really a singer, like just just I always say more of a Taylor than a Carrie, like I'm a hard worker, but I wouldn't say like singing was something I was just like born to do.
No.
But I do think that country music and being a part of it in some way was. So I've tried to find that balance, and if somebody else wants to sing the song, I say let them, you know?
Yeah, I
If
love that.
not, then sit tight because you got 3 minutes of me coming at you.
I love it. So I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to be able to see you, just so you know. And I told who was it I talked to last? Maybe it was Adam Warner. I'm like, it's my bucket list. Like whoever I interview. First of all, I'm not going to interview somebody that I'm not interested in, right? Like, so just so you know, this isn't.
And that's what makes you authentic. And that
Yeah,
does, I can tell you love country music. That pumps me up.
yeah, I do, and it's a relatively new, like even though I grew up with country music, I was very resistant to it, especially like in my teen years growing up. I was like, nah, I don't listen to country music. Heard it every weekend in my grandma's house. My grandma would clean on Sundays, and we'd be listening to Kenny Rogers and Dolly
Yeah.
Parton and Conway Twitty, and like and there were it's funny because and John Denver, she loved John Denver. Like I knew songs,
Yeah,
like
same.
I still know lyrics to songs that I had no idea that I knew lyrics to, right? And then as I got older, I grew an appreciation. And so I've been to so many country music shows and festivals. It's amazing. And I love it. And so this is what's fun for me. Like this is my passion project. It's not necessarily the thing that I make money doing, but I do it because I love it. And
Relatable.
it's relatable and I get to yeah, exactly.
Just kidding.
I
We're
just
past
got
that
that.
point in
Just
life, but just barely.
Well, for you, I think it'll be different. I think that that tide will turn for you. And this for me is just, I get to do this. It's a hobby. It's fun. And I get to meet really cool people. And my bucket list is to see everybody I interview. So
Well,
like,
you
I
come
got,
on down to Hillsborough Village today, catch you a flight, and we will. I'm here all day.
I'm telling you. So I want to know about, there's one other question I have for you. And then I want to hear some music. Tell me about this Hastings Farm Fest.
So, Hasting Farm Fest was sort of like a loose idea kicked around by my family for years, and we used to talk about having it at the farm. And we obviously are big country music festival attendees, and long before I was doing music, I mean, we were going to country shows. It's so funny because
Wow.
like I don't remember really knowing a lot of music outside of country music. We were just avid fans. My parents, I think they thought it was like beautiful, safe. It was like Christian and country.
Mm.
Um, but then my dad, he hit a Nelly CD and that changed everything because we found it. And
What do you mean he hit it? Was
like,
it his or he found it and
oh,
hid it?
it was his and it was hidden. Like, I mean,
I
my
love
parents,
that.
yeah, he hid it in his like glove box in one of those CD holders. And of course,
Yeah.
what makes it even better is it was the edited version. And
Oh, I
I
love that.
thought, yeah, it's like, Dad, if you're gonna let yourself have it,
Let
please go
yourself
with
have
the
it.
unedited version. My God, because how am I gonna sneak the edited version? That's not helping me. But it really was life-changing. But country music's just always been a big part of my family. And um I just thought, I've always really been passionate about Clark County, Ohio. I think it's like where I grew up truly is a country music song. And I think people have had that experience, but this is it on like steroids. Like the county fair is like exactly what you would picture, like got a barbecue stand on my white t-shirt, isn't it? It's just like it doesn't even make sense sometimes that that town is real because it's like, wow, I mean, this is a country song. And so I've always
Man.
thought I want to do something to give back to the town. And I really didn't know how it would all come together. My mom is like an organizational genius, and she really helped take like the loose artist ideas that I had and put it together in this digestible format where we could bring a little bit of Nashville to Clark County, Ohio, which is the birthplace of 4-H. That's something.
That
Um,
is something, actually.
yeah, and really just make it accessible to Clark County and Ohio in general. We don't just want Clark County. Anybody is welcome. But I think that there's just some magic to create and a freedom to be in Nashville that I wish I could bottle it and give it to my hometown. I wouldn't even want
Yeah.
to sell it because it is like a type of freedom that I believe probably saved my life. And I think it probably has that
Wow.
power for a lot of others. But I wanted to make sure it wasn't just country music. There's a country concert in Fort Loramie, Ohio, that's basically like to me, the pinnacle of country concerts. Like they just get it. They have the best acts. We're not going in that direction. We're gonna have really great music. We're also gonna have food. I want there to be community outreach. I want it to be more family centric. So you don't have to find a babysitter. Tickets are affordable because there is a place for both.
Yeah.
And sometimes music is the medium that you can use to share different outreach programs. There's just so many opportunities in the Springfield Dayton area that social media is very noisy, and unless like you help bring a few of them forward, it's like easy to get lost in the noise if you really do need help. So there's going to be community outreach, like some different programs that are available and lots of food. So it's just the best of what I love about the town, and hoping to help showcase all of it in one. And maybe it turns into like a giant yard sale, not sure, this could go either way. But we have great acts, and last year the VIP event, which is the night before, we have like huge songwriters coming in, and we
Oh,
do it
wow.
round style like in Nashville,
Yeah.
writers round. And unless you know what that is, it never occurred to me that you wouldn't know what that is. Like it just, the fact that some people have never gotten to see that really bummed me out and motivated me towards making it sort of a two-part thing. And last year we got rained out. So somehow the hurricane literally hit the most landlocked state
Oh,
of
yeah.
all times. It was terrifying. But we did have the VIP night, and it was like transformative. Dina Carter was there, and she really shared part of her
Wow.
story. Keezy Timmer, Brian White, just giant songwriters. And as the word of mouth got around, I was hearing people say, I just heard that Dina Carter's, at Mother Stewart's Brewing in Springfield. And it's like, it was cool to kind of see that work too, and see the community like all end up there. So really the goal is just like connection, I think, and also like making country music accessible to where
I
I
love
came.
it.
We'll see what happens. Like I said, a giant yard sale is also possible. It could just be a big mess, but I actually believe with the people that have helped out in the fair board and just the people from the county fair that have come forward to volunteer time to make it happen, I think it's going to be pretty cool, and the start of hopefully just a very small, you know, okay, I'm done with no metaphors here. Like hopefully it ends up good, okay?
I'm sure it's going to be awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah. I'm
So
really excited to go.
what else do you want to share with us ahead of your single coming out? I mean, this is a big deal. You have a single coming out. We're world premiering it on the Country Note. So
I know,
that's
I'm excited.
exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I no, I'm just really thankful. I feel like this project is not going to be for everyone. Sometimes it's not even for me. I annoy myself, but I do. It's coming out of a very real place of wanting to heal from um not only just like every life is just hard, and I could not like honestly sit through myself singing about myself, sad songs, autobiographical. Anyway, I can't.
Autobiographical.
There,
Autobiographical.
autobiographical. Yeah, please do not hire me for any grammar or spelling bee. I will not
Fun
win.
fact, I was an English teacher.
Really? Oh, so
Yes.
girl, you belong here. I do love words, but man, do I miss I find a way to just really whew, there's just a lot of redneck in me that well, kind of the whole point of the album is you can take the girl out of Clark County, Ohio, but bless her heart. I'm still gonna be this everywhere I go. Here I am. And I'm
I
just
love it.
to stop outrunning myself, and trash not trashed, which is sort of the vibe. And I think,
Explain that for our viewers.
well, I don't drink. I can probably still stay up later than you. Stone Cold Steve Austin sober. I I just have a good time as I am. But
Same.
there's just been a lot that's led to every time I drink, there is just like a part of me that would be washed away. And, there was just too much sadness to not stop. So it's certainly not the forefront. I like to, let's party, let's turn up, but I can do it sober. So
I love
that is
that.
a challenge to I'm just kidding. I feel like it's a completely personal decision, but I'm still a little trashy. I still am where I came from. So I just keep saying, this project's about trash, not being trashed. So
I love that too.
that's
Thank
fun.
God. Thank God you're still a little trashy.
I mean, somebody has to preserve this. Trash is really just getting cleaned up too quick these days.
I
So
love it.
yeah. I guess what do you want to play? It's like get a guitar player here, your favorite one that's in your band, and don't know what to play. What do you want to hear? I feel like Truck Talk I want to save because you guys are
Okay.
and also part of what made me want to cut Truck Talk was the way Brandon Meager and Drake Plants, the way they brought it to life. It was like it just sat right in this vibe where I wanted to like hear more, and I am never going to be driving down the road like listening to myself. It's probably Nickelback. Just say, but
But
and
maybe not the sound,
everybody that
maybe not
says
the
they don't
sound
like
guy.
them,
Maybe not the sound guy.
yeah, like
Just
I
kidding.
just I am what I hate. I cannot hear any more of me. But
Wow.
this was like it just felt right. So I feel like part of the instrumentation and just the way it translates full band is like what I love about it. So we'll spare you, but there is going to be a release after it. We now know, so we could play you that, my dog.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay. So my boyfriend stole my dog. Well, my ex-boyfriend, clearly, because if he was still my boyfriend, I'd take the dog back. But
right. He
Wow.
stole your dog.
well, I mean, did he steal it or did I give up? I'm not sure. But after, my parents' accident, I knew I was going to break this off. But the big part for me was our dog. Like, nobody tells you about that. And, that dog just had the best sense of, who's who in humans. Like, he could see the good and the bad right away. And I wish I would have just like paid a little more attention to it along the way. So that kind of came out of this. And Priscilla Block, when we wrote this, had just gotten her puppy, Bruce, now that, is just like a huge part of her life. And we kind of sat down and through a couple rights, we just told the story of what you should listen to maybe if your dog's trying to tell you something. Shall
Okay.
we? You can just guess. I always do.
Okay.
This is great.
Should've known when you pulled your car in by the way that he was barking and how he only let you halfway down the drive. When you first leaned in to pet him, he just lifted up his leg and started pissing on your brand new set of tires. Well, I guess I should have listened to his canine intuition. My dog was right about you. From day one, he caught on and saw right through. You're lying, you're cheating, and you're running around the truth. Oh, yeah, my dog was right about you. You remember all the drama when he tore up your Tony Llamas? Guess he caught a scent of where your boots had been.
Who's bad if your boots been?
And the first time you stayed over, that poor dog slept on the floor. He couldn't stand you sleeping on his side of the bed. Well, it takes a dog to know a dog. He likes goldens, you like blondes. My dog was right about you. From day one, he caught on and saw right through. You're lying, you're cheating, and you're running round the truth. Oh, yeah, my dog was right about you. If another life is what you get, hope you come on back as a little shih tzu. My dog was right about you. From day one, he caught on and saw right through. You're lying, you're cheating, and you're running around the truth. Oh, yeah, my dog was right about you. Oh, yeah, my dog was right about you. Good boy.
Yes, that was awesome. I could hardly hear the guitar, unfortunately,
Oh, wow, that's a new one for us.
I'm proud of you for it, yeah.
but I love the song. I love the song.
It's with the four writers that I feel like I've released the most. Josh Beal, Sarah Jones, Priscilla Block. It was like the day we sat down together, all of us, it just went great. From that, like
Yeah.
that point on, it was regular. And that's a song that I don't know, it just fits the album vibe, and it also is very true.
I'm telling you, it is very true. You cannot go wrong writing about dogs.
No, and honestly, like, why are we not talking about them more? I feel like in 2020, dogs kind of like blew up again. People just
They
realized there were
did.
doggos and puppies, and it's like, let's keep that energy, you know?
I'm telling you, I'm happy with sunshine, a golden retriever, and a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Plain
I
that
do
simple.
look forward to a good cup of coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's what gets me out of bed, I think. Yeah.
Same. I have to tell you,
Yeah, I'm
you're
like, ooh, you know what would be good? Just start up that Keurig. Yeah. Uh,
that is great. This has been a freaking pleasure. You're amazing.
Same. And I love that we have brought you back. I mean, I won't take personal stock in it, but I love that country music has brought you back. I feel like
Yeah.
it's like going home. Country music is like, it's just there. And it has, I think it's like one of the last places that still has like, something you can get lost in. I feel like
Yes.
everybody's so noisy these days. The internet is so loud. And I love that country music still preserved its like little bubble, as good or bad as that is. It's still
Yeah.
like entertainment at its best. And I love the storytelling. So we're glad to have you back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It is
Yeah.
the best. And it's so funny because um I'm starting to really enjoy even more traditional. So like I'm not gonna lie, pop country got me into it, right? That was
Oh,
like
yeah.
my
You got to
of
pump up,
course. Yeah, but now I'm like really appreciating like what I love about your sound is a lot of it's traditional and that
know?
punchy country. Like I love it. I love it. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
I feel like my one thing is I have to have a steel guitar because that is what brings me back to the genre. And, there's a lot more to it than that, obviously, but that is like what I remember growing up. I also love me an 808 because dad had that Nelly CD and it changed me. So
Yes.
I am what I am. But I think that, yeah, like it's not about who's more country, who's what. It's just that it's a safe place for everybody. Safe-ish place.
Yes.
Not sure, maybe I'm gonna rephrase that, but everybody is welcome.
Yes, yes. And so thank you so much for taking the time. I hope we talk again, especially on the heels of Truck Talk coming out next Friday. So
Yeah,
let's try to plan and connect on what that looks like.
I love
I'll reach out to your folks and what I'll do is, just so you know, I do a follow-up video, I do an article on our interview and share it with you, tag you on socials, and go from there.
And how can I help promote just by sharing and making sure it's on mine as well? I didn't know
Yeah.
really today if I was supposed to like leak that I was talking to you or not, so I just went with the silence. I decided I would just go with the video of me trying to grind a 12 South. You know, it was an easier choice, but I'm looking forward to sharing this.
That's awesome. Yes, share away. I'll keep sharing. And leading up to the premiere, we'll share a lot. So that's great. I
Thank
will
you guys.
probably even share that your interview is coming today. So you'll get tagged
Oh,
on that
perfect. Yeah, no, that's what I needed to know. Are we leaking it? Because I say yes. Okay, great.
all the time. Yes, I'm Alika.
I cannot keep surprises, so yeah,
Same.
let her run. I'm shocked I have not just played the whole song through for the internet yet because it wouldn't even be meaning to. It's just how it is, you know. You get
Yeah.
excited and I'm like, let's do it.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it to come out. So
I
awesome.
appreciate you taking a chance sitting down with me and I look forward to connecting again.
Of course. Most definitely. It was nice to meet you as well, Zach.
It was nice to meet you.
Zach's
Thank
a
you.
star in his own right, but you'll have to Google him to figure it out.
Ooh, well, maybe he's my next interview.
All right.
Oh, Z Moody Blues.
Well, thank you so much, guys. And look for listen, you'll probably get a post from me pretty soon because I have a pretty quick turnaround.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you. And thank you for being an English teacher that's writing. I feel like we could use a lot more of that in our articles these days. So I am looking forward to this. And I appreciate
Awesome.
your.
Awesome.
All
Same
right.
here. You guys have a great day.
You too.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Talk soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.